Hi, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle channel, and today we're going to play a Hank Williams song, Move It On Over. Move It On Over was a request for one of my patrons, Schott. And incidentally, on my Patreon page, there is a Hank Williams collection with 20 of his songs all arranged with all the intros, verses, choruses, solos, and so on. And that's what I'm going to give you here, a breakdown of all the different bits of the song. It was written in 1947. It was his first big hit. And it's literally about being in the doghouse, coming home drunk and late, and the wife not letting him in, so he has to literally sleep with the dog. And some people say that this was one of the very first rock and roll songs. If you listen to the melody of the verse, it is very similar to Rock Around the Clock and similar songs. So I'm going to start off giving you the intro, and as I always say with a Hank Williams song, the very most important thing that you have to do as a fiddle player is to learn the intro. Everything else you can make up, but if you don't get the intro, then you're lost. Okay, so we're in the key of E. Put your first finger on the B and F sharp note together. And this is what I call the fiddle capo, and it allows you to do drones anywhere within that octave. And we're putting down a D natural, not a D sharp. When we come down to the E, then we've got the capo on the E and the B note. And when you go down to the bottom note, you keep your first finger on at still, so you get that drone. So you get drones all the way through it. 1, 2, 3. And let me give you that one more time, and this time with the backing. Then we move on to the verse, and you wouldn't actually play the vocal melody, but I always say it's best to learn the vocal melody so that you know what you're playing around and against. I'm doing the whole thing with my first finger on E and B. And we've got on the chorus, move it on over. You've got that answering line, and ideally everyone in the band is going to sing that answer, including you. And a lot of fiddle players think that they're exempt from joining in with the singing. And I find that being able to sing and play at the same time really adds to my enjoyment of doing one of these songs. And it's not a difficult thing. Move it on over. To sing a unison with your playing, even if you've never done it before and think it's impossible, I would try it. And it really adds to not only your enjoyment, but the band's enjoyment and the audience's enjoyment if they see everyone in the band joining in. Okay, so that is verse and the chorus. Now, I'm not going to give you exactly what is played behind the singing, because no one knows what's going on behind there, because no one's listening to the fiddle, but the fiddle is going all the time, or at least some of the time. And it's either improvising fairly quietly in the background, or it's doing longer notes. And this is a more kind of standard country approach. And I'm going to just give you one round of verse or chorus. So what we're doing a double stop for each chord change, and we're moving from one chord to the next in a kind of stepwise way. So you keep movement going the whole time. And this approach I explain in detail in a video called Joined Up Country. So for the E chord, we're starting off with a G sharp over a B. And then for contrast, we're doing another E shape, which is a B over an E. Back to the other one. And then a run down to the A. We're starting this in harmony. And then when we run out of lower notes, we just carry on the upper note. And to someone listening, they will assume that the harmony's continued. And then for the A chord, we've got a E over a C sharp. So we're here on A. Going back to the E again with B over E. And then to move to the B, we're going... So we're going from third, first over third, second over third with the third move down. And then B over F sharp. And then a movement down to the E. So that's quite busy. You certainly don't have to follow that, but that is one way of getting through those chords. Another one would be kind of chops. Well, I've done that so many times in different places that I'm not going to show you that now. Now there's no fiddle solo on here, but I've written a kind of a standard fiddle solo, which would work quite nicely, which is... So it all sounds absolutely authentic, I hope. Using a lot of major blues scale, that kind of stuff. Let's just hear the intro, the vocal line, those double stops, and that solo. First. Stops. Here's a solo. And let me just show you the original outro. There aren't a lot of outros to learn in Hank Williams songs, but some of them do have them and are worth learning. So the hot dog's moving in is the vocal line that just comes just before. So we're on the B, dun, 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 moving in. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Like that. And the ability to come up with those yourself at the end of a song is also a very worthwhile thing to be able to do. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like a copy of the dots, then do subscribe to the channel and send me an email. If you'd like to get all of my PDFs in one go, do join me on Patreon. And it's the Patreon that allows me to work full time on creating these videos, so I do hope you'll consider that. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.